Sources of tension. President Biden's granddaughter lashes out against the new book claiming Democrats covered up Biden's condition that was co-written by CNN's Jake Tapper. Should these anonymous White House sources have spoken out about their alleged concerns while he was in office?
You will not believe what we found out.
Plus, Angela Bassett talks about being in command of one of this summer's most anticipated action epics, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. And three-time Olympic gold winner and five-time WNBA All-Star Dawn Staley is taking you on and off the court of her game-changing journey. Here come Hot Topics with Whoopi, Sarah Haynes, Joy Behar, Anna Navarro, Sunny Hostin, and Alyssa Farah Griffin. Now, let's get things started.
And you're participating. I feel so close to y'all. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about what's going on, because Original Sin, the book claiming that Democrats covered up President Biden's declining condition, is out today. It's co-written by Jake Tapper, and Joe Biden's granddaughter posted her review ahead of its release, claiming it's all lies, and it relies on unnamed anonymous sources pushing a self-serving false narrative that absolves them of any responsibility for our current national nightmare. The Daily Show's Jon Stewart weighed in about the book last night as well. Take a look.
Don't news people have to tell you what they know when they find it out? Isn't that the difference between news and a secret? Breaking news in a week. The news is selling you a book about news they should have told you was news a year ago for free. It was a terrible cover-up because we all knew.
So, should anonymous sources who talked to Tapper have spoken up about their concerns while he was in office, while he was still in office? And my other question is, why is this important to know now?
Yeah.
Well, that's what some people want to know.
Because it just seems to me, you know, we got a lot of stuff to be concerned about at the moment.
So I list them?
Yeah.
So I list them?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Here's the Trump's atrocities. I'm going to list them for you.
Oh.
Cutting Medicaid.
Yeah.
Well, this is what we're concerned about now.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Cutting Medicaid, slashing funding for cancer research.
Yep.
Rising prices because of tariffs. Dismantling USAID, which helps children and people who are poor around the world.
Yeah.
Fears of recession, destroying due process, ending birthright citizenship, dismantling the Department of Education, rolling back regulations on air and water quality, destroying our relationships with allies like Canada and the UK, and targeting his political opponents.
Preach.
And that, not only that, but he also said that Joe Biden has stage 9 cancer. Oh, really? Where did he come up with that? When is Jake Tapper going to write a book about the cognitive decline of the person who is in charge right now?
I would like to respond to that, because a factor in why we're in the situation we're in is because Joe Biden decided to stay in the race. And I want to speak to Jake Tapper and Alec Thompson specifically because I'm friends with both of them, colleagues with both of them. And I don't think there is anyone who could credibly accuse, especially Jake Tapper, of not critically covering Donald Trump for the last 10 years. He's one of the top journalists in this country. He moderated that debate, by the way. This is where I take issue with some folks on the left. We stand with journalists. We stand with the free press when they're going after their opponents, like Donald Trump. But when they critically cover Democrats as, oh, no, they're lying. It's fairy dust. It's not true.
I just want to point out that was his granddaughter.
And by the way, with the family,
okay.
I take exception.
Okay.
Anyone's going to defend their family.
Okay.
But with political figures who are coming out and attacking these two journalists, how is that pro-democracy? How is it pro-Fourth Estate to say,
wait a second.
oh, but when you come after Democrats...
I saw him the other
suddenly you're a
day, and
liar.
all he's doing is hawking his book on the CNN. And he's flanked by other people, Ryan Stelter and Van Jones also hawking his book.
But
when did CNN become a place to hawk your book? Is Wolf Blitzer coming out with a cookbook?
But by the way, the reason he didn't publish it at the time to respond to the Jon Stewart of it, people said they weren't willing to talk on the record at the time because of fear of retribution. And I think that speaks to a bigger problem in our government. The people who work for powerful figures feel like they cannot come out with the truth about their concerns and they have to wait till later,
And
whether
honestly,
it's Trump or Biden.
This list that Joy has, the way you get a focus on that is when you win elections. And the only people that were coming out on the record critical of President Biden was when Representative Dean Phillips ran and said, until we get someone better to come out and run against Biden, who he raised concerns about, about Biden in the Democratic Party. He said, until we're willing to have this conversation out loud, the special counsel, Robert Hur, who took the biggest attack when all he said was, there are some things here that are concerning on these tapes. Now they've been revealed and everyone's like, let's not focus back on that. The problem is there's a trust issue here. There's a massive trust issue with the voters.
There has always been a mass trust issue because politicians, media, nobody does what they're supposed to do. Now, I say, for me, listen, he's 83, so he's a little stumbly, he's a little rumbly. I can't point to anything that he's done that he did.
No, but he's running for his next 4 years.
But I'm saying, I want, not you, but I want somebody to tell me, well, when did you know it was bad? If you knew, why did you wait?
Yeah. So
can
I answered that,
Can I get in
He
for a
said
second?
that it was after he moderated the debate.
Yes, but that's not, I'm sorry, baby. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you're telling me that hundreds of people knew that he was not able to do his job, then where the hell was everybody?
But he did his job. He did his job.
That's the point.
This is the thing. Now, Jake is my former colleague. I know him well. He's a friend. He's a terrific journalist. He said that 99% of what is reported in the book was discovered after the election. So I think we can put that part to bed about journalists holding on information until so that they could make money off their book. What I do think that we should be very, very concerned about are the people that were in the Trump administration that did hold on to information about how Trump was conducting the presidency so that they could make money off of their book. We're talking about former National Security Advisor John Bolton, who came on this show hawking his book, and I told him, why didn't you say something before? Former Attorney General Bill Barr, he wrote a book, didn't say anything while he was in there.
By the way,
former Defense Secretary Mark Esper and that White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham. All of them knew what Trump was, who he was, how he was doing it.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back, I promise. Oh, my God. Welcome back. So in an interview promoting their new rom-com, The Materialists, thank you.
I'm very excited to see it.
Are you,
yeah.
which she needs to see instantly. Actor Pedro Pascal teased Dakota Johnson for not remembering when they first met each other. Pascal says that he and Johnson first met and bonded at the Golden Globes in 2014. But Johnson confessed that she didn't remember the recollection that he's having, or that it's, upright in her mind, which made things a little awkward, apparently, when they crossed paths again at the Met Gala later this year.
That is the longest freaking intro.
And yet,
I aged a year.
it still does not make any sense.
So basically, it's about forgetting. You forget people's names. I mean, I try to make a concerted effort to remember people's names, and there are all these hacks that you can, look at one particular attribute and then remember that and connect it with the person's name, or repeat the word, use a mnemonic, repeat the person's name.
That doesn't work for me.
Whoopi, you meet hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. How are you going to remember people's names?
Whoopi, I'd be really concerned.
But it does happen. It does happen.
Is she going to remember them?
Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't.
It's perfectly
like
normal.
Older people.
I will say, though, Pedro Pascal's pretty unforgettable, but to give some cover to Dakota Johnson, he really blew up as a star like a little bit later after 2014. He wasn't as recognizable.
I don't know how you could forget that face,
But how do you forget that face?
It's quite easy.
It's a hot face.
But also, can we...
They both have great faces.
Yeah.
When you've had people going like this,
Hundreds.
Hundreds of people, and you've been dealing with, you've got, especially on these things when you're going out and you're talking about the movie, you have to remember the person you're talking to, because they get up and they interview you and then they leave, and then it's like, okay, hi, nice to see you again. No, we love making the movie. You are answering. And so you're seeing people move, and you're out of context, and you don't always remember. No.
I don't even remember who's been on this show. Who are you again?
I know.
Seriously,
No,
I was at a party one time, and I was at this party, and I was talking to people, and I said, "So nice to meet you, very nice to meet you," and the person said to me, "I was on your show." I said, "Oh, really? You were?" He said, "Yes." You know who it was? Steven Spielberg.
Oh!
I did not remember him.
Joy, that story was good until that part.
Joy,
I forgot.
No,
I
but
was here.
You meet a lot.
But here's the thing.
but
When
you
you're on
meet-
the show, you don't remember. When you're watching the show, you remember it better. We're in the moment, so we don't. I don't remember half the people who've been here.
Yeah, I did this with Brian just recently, where I got. Remember when I got obsessed with a new show? I won't mention it, but I said, "Oh, I've never seen this before," and they're like, "It's 10 years old." They were on our show.
They were on our show.
I definitely was not in that segment. He pulls it up, and for
Brian's
some
good
reason
for
you
that.
guys were out, and I was moderating it.
See, you're
Brian's
in the
good
moment.
for
That's
that.
why.
Well, sometimes you can't do everything for everybody all the time. Sometimes stuff just goes wrong. It doesn't always work.
Doesn't mean you
but
don't
it's
care
okay. It
about
doesn't
them.
mean
That's
that you
right.
don't care. It doesn't mean that you're not trying to do it right. Nobody wants to make mistakes, but we would be Jesus if we didn't.
Thank you. Right.
And speaking of that, now this is a whole other thing. But for me, let's see. Disneyland Resorts is celebrating its 70th anniversary. 1955.
A long time.
The celebration is happening now in Anaheim, California, at both Disneyland Park and Disney California Adventure Park. You can enjoy the return of fan favorite nighttime spectaculars and entertainment like Paint the Night Parade or Wondrous Journeys and all the new Worlds of Color and all the nighttime happiness you could get. And you could also assemble at the Avengers campus with Captain America and experience unforgettable thrills and Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Wow, Tiana. The celebration at the happiest place on earth is happening right now.
This was a mini-series.
We'll be right back.
That announcement was a mini-series.
Make room for the latest finds from Oprah Daily. You'll want them this summer. We partner with vendors for at least half off. So go get shopping right now on viewdeal.com.
So, on an episode of their podcast, Reasonably Shady, Real Housewives of Potomac, Giselle Bryant and Robin Dixon engaged in a spirited debate about proper bra hooking techniques.
Stop the presses.
Take a look.
How do you put your bra on? Okay, that's a good question. I put my arms in and then I button it in the back.
Oh, see, I don't do it that way.
Right. So my kids, I guess I didn't teach them how to do it. They just decided to do it on their own. They latch it in the front and then they swing it around and then they put their arms in.
That's how I do it.
Where did you get that from?
I don't know. That's just that's just how I've always put my bra
That's
on.
actually weird.
Yeah. That is weird. That is weird.
No way. That's the only way.
No,
You
Giselle's doing
clip.
it the right way. You put your arms through and then you go like that.
No. Are you flexible? No, you clip,
1, 2,
you
3.
twist,
Boop.
and you
No,
scoop.
because you've got to lean over and let gravity put them in their place.
Like this, and then
so
you go.
unless it's hooked, you can't do
How
this.
flexible are you?
No, it smushes it. If you try to do it like that, it all hangs
Easy.
in funky places.
You know,
How do
Whoopi, you
you
know
do
what I feel
yours?
like doing right now? I feel like letting these girls loose. Back up! I'm taking the whole thing off.
The real wild card, though, is a front hook bra. That always gets my
that
husband.
annoys
Yeah.
me.
No, you just, I mean, Whoopi, right?
What?
She didn't wear one. She didn't even wear one.
Oh, yeah, you
I don't wear a
She
bra.
doesn't wear it.
Where does your microphone go? Your mic pad.
On my underwear.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
She liberated those girls a long time ago.
that's the
I
trick.
have not worn a bra
No, she doesn't.
in 50 years.
Well, they're torture devices. They're torture devices. Oof.
Because I didn't understand. It's too uncomfortable.
They are uncomfortable.
And I just, and I don't mind if they hit the floor. They're mine.
I don't want to be reminded by feeling that.
Oh, no, but this is what you do. You're walking, and then you think, hey, girl.
It's like box balling.
I mean, hey, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Angela Bassett is in charge of one of this summer's most buzzed about movies, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. She's playing a president who takes executive action. Take a look.
You let Hunt go?
That's what I said.
With the key.
Well, he couldn't do much without it.
So where is he now?
Somewhere in the northern Pacific, I assume.
You gave him an aircraft carrier?
I'm the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, Mr. Secretary. It is my aircraft carrier, and I do with it as I please.
You knew this would happen. I suspected. You could have at least told us.
I just did, and now you're excused?
Madam President.
That will be all.
Please welcome back Angela Bassett.
Chills.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
So it's you.
Yes. You just walked out to the obviously iconic Mission Impossible theme. And in the movie, you get to utter the most famous and iconic line of the franchise. Can we hear it?
That's right. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds. I couldn't believe it.
It's the first time a woman has ever said those words.
Sure is.
Wow.
It sure is. So I was very pleased with that. But I'm doing stuff I've never done before. It's never been done before. And you're right. It is iconic.
You're blazing
as
a
iconic
trail.
as that theme song.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're reprising your role as Erica Sloan in the movie, except instead of CIA director, she's now the president.
I got a promotion. I ran a successful campaign. This should be my soft launch.
How fun is that? And did you draw inspiration from? And we have yet to have a female president that you can draw on, but
So perhaps life will imitate art.
Yes.
You know, soon and very soon. We completed the movie, you know, a little in advance, so it's been a while. But of course, I look to you know, women of integrity who have served, you know, from Barbara Jordan to Shirley Chisholm, Stacey Abrams,
of course.
Kamala Harris, down and down the line. So
There were women running countries all over the world.
I know. Why
We're
are we
the
so
only one-
behind?
I don't know.
We're behind in
trying
that.
to figure it out still.
But this is, don't you also play a president in another show?
0 Day.
Yeah.
With
So good.
our friend
Very
De Niro.
presidential.
Yeah.
And also, you're also the queen of Wakanda.
Let's see, Queen President.
Yes,
Queen President.
there's a
I
little
like
bit of
the
that.
look.
Now,
Representation matters.
I saw this film and it is just fantastic. I did. I went to the screening and it was just crazy. I mean, Tom Cruise jumping out of planes everywhere and it's submerged in some water and it's swimming and just it was a lot. The stunts were crazy.
Unreal.
Actually, at one point, Tom is literally hanging off of a plane in midair, and I heard he tried to get you to jump out of a plane too.
He did while we were filming, and we know that we should not do anything dangerous, right, Whoopi?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, motorcycle riding, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I mean, suppose you could hurt yourself. Apparently. But my sister came to visit, and he got her to jump out of the plane. Yes.
What?
Yes.
Well, he does his own stunts. I spoke to people after the
did.
screening. He did all his own stunts.
I'm sure if you want to jump out of one, it will be as safe.
Yeah,
as
it'll
it
be
could
the best plane that
it would be
is on the market. It will be the safest thing you've ever done.
The best tandem guy
Why
who's
would
jumping
he-
out the
all
plane.
that water stuff,
He takes
underwater
care,
stuff.
Listen, he takes care of his crew.
Yeah.
He takes care of his cast, and he takes care of himself.
Yeah.
He does not, he doesn't leave it on the floor. He brings everything. He's no joke. People don't realize.
Yeah.
Well, you could talk to
No,
this.
I realized. He tried to get me to jump out of the plane that night at the New York premiere. I was like, man, you got me in a helicopter. That's as far as I'm going with this.
So, Angela, we meant.
That's
We
my
made a
guy.
cute
He's
couple.
so lovely.
So we
lovely.
mentioned that you played the Queen in the Black Panther movies, even though your character died. Your character died in Wakanda Forever. So any chance we'll see you in a third Black Panther movie? That's what everyone wants to know.
That
such a
MCU
good
universe, right?
Yeah.
People can come back. There's the astral plane. So,
That's right.
Perhaps she can be seen, show herself.
Give the people what they want.
Yes.
The ancestors
Yes.
are always with us.
That's right.
You looked absolutely amazing at the Met Gala recently, as did our very own Whoopi.
I missed you there.
I
Look at you. That was so good.
many folks apparently with that. This is how I find
It
out
was-
people were there.
It was
because we
thick, it
showed
was
it.
dark,
much.
it was moody
It was
in there.
a lot.
So
It was a lot. It was a lot.
And I understand it was your first time attending,
it was
which
my
surprised
first
me.
time.
What did you
Did you like it?
Yes, I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
I did.
What was the best part?
That carpet. I had on blue, and that carpet was blue.
You blended.
They worked it out just for me. I mean, it was a great theme. I loved the theme.
Yeah.
The dandy, the black dandy. Trying to understand the assignment there.
You did.
So,
You did. You
I had
got the
fun with
assignment.
it.
Well,
yeah.
you keep
and attitude.
Yes. You keep extremely busy because you just wrapped your hit show 911, and it was an explosive season. I am going to give a spoiler alert to folks. Your character's husband dies, and fans are devastated.
They are.
Have you been able to process it, and what's it been like dealing with that?
Listen, I've been busy. They're like, Athena, you're at the Met. Bobby just passed. I was like, okay, wait a minute. But yes, it was pretty. We were shook. We were all a little shook.
Yeah.
And we have such a great relationship, all of us on stage. We have become a little family.
Yeah.
And he knew a little bit before we did. And when I got the call, he said, someone's not going to make it. I said, is it me? But he was the last one that I thought. But we love Peter, and just coming home from Cannes and London, I was going through TSA, and I heard someone behind me, one of the TSA agents, bring Bobby back.
It's not Wakanda. They don't come back.
It's a great show.
It is a great
But I also want to talk to you about Waiting to Exhale because it's the 30th anniversary. 30 years. I can't believe it. 30 years. And I think it was really the precursor
Look at
Yep,
Whitney.
look at Whitney.
Look at
Loretta. Look at everybody.
Just babies.
Leela.
Gorgeous,
Yep.
gorgeous black babies.
Yeah, and I mean,
Light.
I think, and many people agree that it was the precursor to shows like Sex and the City, right? That's centered on 4 female friends.
4.
Do people still send you the meme of you walking away from the burning car? Because I use it all the time.
I got it.
I love it. I use it constantly.
Listen.
That's a go-to for me.
Oh, I took inspiration from a black mama. That was my mother's attitude.
Yep.
I'll fix your little red wagon.
Well, you said you were in a trance filming that scene. Did you? Were you channeling something you may have done to an ex-boyfriend or anything?
No. What about you? Would you?
Yeah.
I kind of heard.
Honey probably has, actually.
Yes.
No, I wouldn't have the nerve, but I hear you might.
Yes.
I love that for you.
I love that for you. Now, you've had over 100 roles in a legendary career, from Malcolm X, What's Love Got to Do with It, how Stella got her groove back, what you were in with Whoopi.
We're best friends.
We had fun. We had some fun. Our mouths were open like this a lot.
Well, I heard you had a fun system in your earlier roles to alert everyone of where friends and family that they should watch your work. Oh my gosh.
That's my babies.
We are babies.
But what was the little tricky Lou you did for your friends and family to make sure they watched you?
Oh, no, I was up my own PR. Manager then. I would go to Kinko's, get me some construction paper. Yeah,
Listen
divide
to
it in
this.
4, and write, watch me Thursday night on, A Man Called Hawk, or Search for Tomorrow, or whatever it might be,
Amazing.
And though,
And
so,
now look.
somebody still has one of those little pieces of paper, and then, make my own little postcards.
That is so.
And now look.
That's how you get it to you.
I love that.
Because there was no texting. There was no, you had to go out and do it yourself. I remember those days. It is always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
So one day, do come and just hang with us and do our whole show. I think that would be fun. I think you'd have fun. So Angela Bassett in Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning will be in theaters and IMAX on Friday. And courtesy of our friends at IMAX, that's right, members of our audience are getting a pair of tickets each to see Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning and IMAX. We'll be right back. Figure in women's basketball, and now this WNBA All-Star Olympic gold medal winner. But wait, there's more. And coach of the University of South Carolina's women's basketball team is opening up like never before about her personal journey in the inspiring new memoir, Uncommon Favor. Please welcome Dawn Staley. Thank you. So you said that you started playing basketball with the boys in your neighborhood before you even knew how to run. Tell us what basketball did for you as a kid.
Basketball was like my inspiration. You could read a book, and you can only imagine being in the places of that book. But when I picked up a basketball, I took myself to those places. And basketball gave me that inspiration, that aspiration to want to just pride. Oh, y'all took me back, right? That was my finest. That was a Calvin Klein sweater that I cherished. I cherished it.
You haven't changed at all. You still look exactly like that little girl.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. But you grew up in the projects of North Philly, right? There's your fan. And the book you write about how the neighborhood and the people there, especially your mother, shaped you in many ways. Talk about that. You have people who know the area.
Yes, yes. Growing up in the projects, I would say was the best decision of my parents' life, right? Like because a lot of people that are looking outside in thinks it's the worst place because it's crime-ridden. I thought it was the best place because it prepared you for anything. Like nothing scares me. Like nothing scares me. So when there are problems that I face, I'm like, okay, well, how hard could it be?
It makes you tough.
Yeah, it does make you tough. And then the boys in the neighborhood who weren't as welcoming in the beginning, because you had to earn that. You had to earn that the right of respect. And now that I see them now, and I'm like, okay, this is what y'all made me do, which was be better. They taught me to be better, do better, and never give up.
Coach, you were National Player of the Year in high school and in college at the University of Virginia. Then you went to the WNBA where you became a 6-time All-Star and won 3 Olympic gold medals. Then you became a coach, and after 17 years at the University of South Carolina, you've won 3 NCAA championships. So in your book, you write that you never envisioned yourself a coach. What do you love most about coaching?
What I love most about coaching is being a dream merchant for my players. Like basketball has given me an incredible life that I want my players to feel this life of mine. Like it is an incredible feeling to lead young people to where they want to go, help them navigate. That's hard now. But my whole objective is to get them to get to know themselves at a much earlier age, because for me, I'm over 50, life clears up. But if life can clear up for them in their 20s and 30s, they'll never be taken advantage of, and they'll always get what they need.
Dream merchant. Dream merchant, I love that. Now, you fought for equal pay for yourself and are now the highest paid coach in women's basketball history. But you're also one of only a few Black female coaches, right? And you say it's disappointing that so few Black women are given the opportunity to run their own college programs, especially with so many Black female players. How does that change? How do we change that? And what are you doing to help more Black women get these opportunities as a dream merchant?
Well, I think it comes with leadership, decision makers. They're the ones that have to make an effort. And I hope I'm an example of taking a chance on someone, because someone took a chance on me 25 years ago. Dave O'Brien, the late, great Dave O'Brien, took a chance. I had no coaching experience. He saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And I think it's easy for the decision makers to say, hey, I know this person. I know this person because of how they came recommended to me, highly recommended, but you don't really know that person. If you're gonna take a chance, then open up your candidate pool, and take a chance on somebody, because somebody took a chance on me and it ended up being one of the best decisions of my life. But also, I think I've given to Temple University, I've given to the University of South Carolina, and all because somebody took a chance on me.
Right. Well, Coach, I want to ask you about this story that's in the news right now with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. At last week's WNBA game, Caitlin fouled Angel, and then it looks like Angel kind of confronted her afterward. And after that, she faced a ton of racist and hateful comments online from people. And the WNBA was quick to put out a statement condemning discrimination, racism in all forms. But what do you make of this whole controversy around it?
What I make of it is we need to take the lead of Caitlin and we need to take the lead of Angel. They've gotten over it. They said it's done. It's basketball. Let's move on. But in my book, Uncommon Favor, you can find the answers.
Yes.
That was even better than Jake Tapper.
Well, I guess I have a question I did not know about. This Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese story made a lot of headlines, but only 15% of all sports coverage is devoted to women. And even though viewership for the WNBA and March Madness are higher than they've ever been, and South Carolina women's basketball has the highest game attendance in the country, it's clear that fans are excited about women's basketball. So how do we get people to invest in that?
Well, the highest for the past 10 years at South Carolina. The highest attendance games in the country for the last 10 years. How? You guys just said I'm the highest paid coach in the history of women's basketball. University of South Carolina invest in our program. They invest in me and they invest in coaches. And it's going to take a certain amount of people who believe in the product. It is the product. The product has been great for a very long time.
Yes.
Now, I do think through NIL, you know, that women are brand ambassadors all over the country, and women are the biggest consumer in the world. So if you can put that behind it, we got a great product.
It's just trying to get, you know, for years people, I guess because people forget that women play sports the way the men play sports. We play to win. And so they expect us to be just so, oh my gosh, you hurt me. Oh my God. You don't have to go out on a limb yelling racial stuff at people. These women they are highly ready to be out there. They're elite athletes. Stop trying to throw their games. It doesn't work. You know, because I just, you know.
It's the new fans. Like, there have been fans
forever.
Forever. But if you just started watching women's basketball and, like, today's players are just who you see.
That's right.
You're just short-sighted.
That's right.
But stay in it for a little while.
Yes.
Stay in it for a little. Stick with us for a little while. I'm sure your daughters.
Yes.
And your sisters.
Yes.
Right.
And your moms.
Your moms.
We want to see it. What? Why are you running, jumping like that? Oh, we have to go. Dawn. Her new memoir, Uncommon Favor, is out today. And you know what? You're so good. You're so good that you're each going home with a copy. We'll be right back. Hey, we want everybody to have a great day. Everyone, take a little time to enjoy the view. You're not alone. We're all in this together, and we will see you tomorrow.